I'm Ron McAlpine, the grandson of the founder of the business, Stanley Roy McAlpine. My father took the business over from his father. My son is now running the business and he's fourth generation, and his son, who is my grandson of course, is the fifth generation in the business. And there's a possibility that there could be a sixth, because I have a great grandson. Growing up in the business as a child, I used to love going to work with Dad in the school holiday, and there was a pallet jack, and I used to love using it as a scooter around the warehouse. I just loved coming to work with Dad and seeing what happened. I think it was in my agenda that I was going to be a pickle maker, and I had no other thought whilst I was at school. I was always going to go and work with Dad. The business consumed a lot of my father's time, but it was only Monday to Friday. It was basically not of a weekend, so we always had Dad of the weekend, and Mum, of course. They sacrificed a lot for our education, which I'm very happy for. I left school early, after the intermediate, which I think is about year 9 now. I went to work in the business for 2 years, having already been booked into Hawkesbury College to do a food technology diploma. Well, once I finished the course, I was 19 and a half, came back to work in the business. By then my younger brother David had joined the company, so there was Dad, David and myself. Some years went on into my early 20s, and we were doing something that Dad thought was special, I guess, and a little conflict came up. He threw his hands in the air and said, "I'm finished, I'm gone. This is your business, you run it how you want to run it." And that's when my father left, and he was always there for us if we needed him. And I'm actually glad he did that, because his life was very short. He died at 63, and so he had some good times with Mum in his 50s till he was 63. So yeah, I was happy for him to have done that. I was probably about 23, 24 when Dad walked out. It didn't daunt me. I just thought, well, right, you get into it and you do what you've got to do. I mean, in the early years, and I can't put a date on it, but we were only selling in New South Wales. We weren't national. And so that was one of my desires, to become a national company. And we are, of course, now very national. When you deal with the supermarkets of today, you're dealing with them on a national basis. As I said earlier, my brother joined the business. Circumstances with him were that he, at a youngish age, said that he wouldn't be continuing on in the business for a long time. So I had this in the back of my mind that my brother would want out of the business at some stage. Circumstances came about that in about 1987, he ventured it to me again, and I said, well, I'll have a chat with my boys, Peter and Michael. So that night we, after dinner, walked around the street, and I put it to them, are you interested in making the company a life? And both of them exuberantly said to me, yes. I said, okay, well, I'll offer a package to my brother to buy him out. It became what I call one family again. My family was the sole people involved in Three Threes. Now, in more recent time, my eldest son, Peter, put it to us that he wanted to retire early and get out of the business. So we bought Peter out, and it's now gone back to what I call the one family, Michael's family.
Three Threes.
Yes, please.